Quick introduction to Stationeers. You should try to play the tutorials. In case that doesn't work, you may have to roll back to an earlier version of the game using Steam. That's very simple, just a few clicks. But you don't have to play the tutorials. This video will get you up to speed in just a few minutes. You should use an easy planet for testing, Mars or Moon. I will use the Moon, easy difficulty, of course. The game has autosave and quick save and even a save history, so you can go back to things you did 10 minutes ago or hours ago, days ago even. So here we are on the Moon. And now we need to survive. If I click with the crosshair, I can access things in the world. Now this is in my hand. I have two of these, and I can switch between them with E. You can see that down here where the mouse currently is dancing. And it's also saying with T you can place something, or with Q you can toss something. Yeah, talking about tossing, I will now press Alt to get the mouse cursor, which you will use all the time. And I will just open my entire inventory. This video is not meant to teach you things in a smooth way, but in a turbo way, turbo onboarding. So I will not explain much, I will just click a few things and then you know what to do to get going. Here I just added the Atmos analyzer to the tablet, so I can measure the world, or a pipe that I point at, or the canister if I point at it.
Waste tank critical.
My waste tank, some CO2 that I breathed out. Okay. We need to build a station. That's the whole idea. First we just build a box, then we add some machinery, an airlock, and then things get interesting. We automate stuff, we make things more beautiful, more practical. Building the station requires you to have a foundation of frames. I just picked out the iron frames from one of the boxes. There are also steel frames in the game, but you will get those later, and they fulfill the same purpose. So this is a foundation for my station. You can see there's something missing, because I cannot even walk on them, let alone them being airtight. How do I know what to do? Well, if you pick out any tool here from your tool belt, return to stack, and point at something, you will get a tooltip. And that will tell you what to do, except if you have picked the right tooltip. Then it will just say click to do the thing. So I picked the wrong tool. It's saying angle grinder required to deconstruct. That's here, that's the angle grinder. Or welding torch and an iron sheet required to construct. So I turned on the welding torch, pressing the right mouse button. And now I'm welding twice. One time only makes this walkable and I can place stuff on it. And twice makes it solid, or makes it airtight. You don't have to make the station this way. Particularly, you can even overbuild at the beginning if you like to. You just can't get the box airtight. Then you would first have to dig around and mine and smelt and such. But I'm trying to get a working station with minimal effort. So now I need to put up some walls. You can rotate the things here using the 6 keys above the arrow keys, page up, page down and so forth. And you can also use the R key. You can see that here in the tooltip. Hold R to rotate. Might be a different key for you, I don't know. I've been playing for so long, I certainly changed my defaults. Actually, you know, a seasoned stationeer will now do the following. I will just deconstruct the lander, which the wrong tool would also have told me. Angle grinder required to deconstruct. See, and instead of building my station and then later tediously carrying all that stuff through the airlock, I will just carry it in right now. Oh, I'm flying. How am I doing that? WASD for moving around, space for jumping, and J is for jetpack. Which I changed to shift, since there's no running anyway, so that makes sense. I will not explain all the things, that's what my many other videos are for. This is just to get you going if you know nothing about the game. So, you start a new world, Moon or Mars. You know that you have to press the Alt key to get the mouse cursor. You know that you need the frames as a foundation to build a base. And, you know that you have to use the tools to get the tooltip, or to just use the tools. Come on. I will just leave these out there for now. And you know that you can use the auto rotate key or the keys above the arrow keys for rotation. But what you don't know yet is this is a kit. If I use the mouse wheel, I would actually change what I'm building here. So I will just build something else. This is a different type of wall. Not a beautiful one, but that's not the point. I'm trying to explain things to you. It's not about beauty here. Now I want to make a roof. You can also place this wall not on the bottom of the next box, but on the top of this box. That will have its side effects. You will figure that out in time. It has something to do with how you can access things with the mouse, and whether cables that you put up there will be covered by a wall. But that's not for now. Let's first get going. Now again, let's use this trick. How can I solidify this wall? Either I use the angle grinder to deconstruct, or I use the iron sheets to continue construction. I happen to know that I need glass and iron sheets, so let's make use of the two hands of ours, right? So why did I make this room here? This little entrance thingy? Because of course you need an airlock. There will be atmosphere in your station, and you need to protect that. Whenever you open the door, that would escape into outer space. So there needs to be a room where you have a pump that removes whatever is in the room and pumps it back into the station. And then you can open the outer door. That's what an airlock is, and that is how it works in Stationeers. An airlock is not a thing that you plop down and magically does that. No, you have to build that yourself. But there's some convenience. Let's see, is everything closed? Nope. That should be it. No, still not. I hope I didn't forget anything. It's always awkward when that happens. As witnessed by many viewers. Yeah, we already have the doors, so let's use them. That's again a kit. These are the glass doors, which I prefer. You can look through them. Then there's the manual hatch, which doesn't need electricity and is easier constructed. Then we have the roll cover. It's actually not a door. You would place it on the floor to cover up some microchips that you want to access, and you can open that if you need. And then we have the composite door, whose doors don't slide so far to the side, so that you can place cables right next to it. And it also shows its name is printed, you know, the name is printed on the door. You can see here the name would be composite door, but you can rename that using the labeler. You can rename everything in the game, but this door would then show you what name you have chosen. Let's, you know what, I will just make both types of doors. A glass door and a composite door. So, how to continue? I will not show you the tooltip trick again, because you have seen that by now. This door is now closed, but you can still use it with the crowbar, even though it's not powered. Aha, composite door. So, we should now have an airtight room, but I will not put my atmosphere here yet, because I don't have any airlock mechanics yet. So let's put up some airlock stuffs. Oh, and maybe I wanted to go out there to get my resources. They are in here already. And also, maybe a locker would be nice, so that it's not so chaotic. Do we have some? Those are the seeds for hydroponics for my plants. Aha, there's a locker. Let's put that right here. Yeah, maybe I didn't say that yet. To build something, you have to press the right mouse button. That is true for the frames that I put down, is true also for this locker that I want to build. You can see here on the left side that looks like it might be the doors, and on the right all these little dots, those are basically the cells where you can place your thingies. And if you have taken, if you have been attentive, you would have seen that here I had 2 kit lockers and now both are gone. Well, depending on which locker you're building, because that was once again a kit that you can change using the scroll wheel, it will consume actually 2. So let's put some things away that I don't need right now. So here we have the advanced airlock chip. I don't want to use that now. The advanced airlock chip would be used to separate 2 atmospheres, but I only have 1 atmosphere here. That's the one in the room. And out here we have the vacuum. I will need this. Also, the advanced airlock for 2 atmospheres would be used to. It would need 2 pumps, two vents that pump the air into the room and out of the room. And I don't have that. I only have 1. I wonder where though. There it is, active vent. Now it doesn't matter where exactly I place that here. What matters is that you see here on the right side the plus, that this will pump into a meaningful space. So I could put some pipes there and then pipe those through the glass into the station. Or I could just pump that out here, because pipes are always closed. The pipes are basically just a container until you open them. Obviously it would make sense to set that up in a way that is most realistic. So let's put it here. So it would pump into a pipe and then into the station. So you can make a custom airlock with an IC10 chip and assembler programming. You can do all that, but thankfully we don't have to do that. We can just use a ready-made system. So I need a console, and then I can put the airlock chip in there. Then I need glass to seal that up. I will also need a gas sensor, but let's first look for the data disk. You can see here it has a disk slot, just like this vent also has, only here it's meaningless. It can be used though to store the disk if you don't need it. And if I turn this on, nothing happens, because we don't have electricity yet. The sun will soon come back, and then we can harvest some light from the sun. For that we need a solar panel. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? There it is. We have a basic solar panel. There are different types of solar panels in Stationeers, and even this one is a kit, so you can make it diagonal in case the sun would be mostly at the horizon, or you can even place it here on the wall if you wish, depending on what you want to do. I will just do classic vertical. Can actually do this also. But where would that electricity go? We need some cables, and we need some place to store that. I will use the mouse key, the mouse once again. Here we can. This is what happens when you click on something that is a stack. That happens with ore, but it also happens here with this stack. This is the cable coil, split one, or the area power controller. I only need 1 now, so let's put that down. is a kit once again, but this is only cosmetic, the difference. This thing is just a power switch. On the left side, the cable comes in. On here, it comes out. You might be wondering why I would put a power switch there. I mean, that's not really my concern. A switch, I just need the power. But this is also a battery buffer. And I just took a large battery, just like I have it here in my suit.
Power critical.
And so that is a full one. And so I can connect now the airlock systems with this. Yeah, I didn't explain the cables yet. You see that I have the wire cutters in my other hand. And then I'm only using these curved cables. Let me remove the wire cutter. Ah, not in that place. That's unfortunate. I cannot place this here because there's already a cable there. But it suggests that I can merge. And then I just... then it just happens. Otherwise, I would actually have to choose the right form from this kit. That's ridiculous, man. But, you know, you just saw the shortcut. When you lay pipes, they work in exactly the same fashion. And you can also merge them, but not with the wire cutters. You would have to use a wrench then. It will tell you that. So let's switch that on. And now we have powered doors. The doors, though, have some base electricity usage. You can see up here it's saying F1. Let's press F1 and look for the glass door. And then we see it takes 10 watts. You can also see that the max pressure differential that it can hold is 200 kilopascals. So if you have 100 kilopascal out here, which would be Earth sea level pressure, like here my suit is set to use, and 300 kilopascals in here, that would be just on the threshold. See, it's not about 200, it's about 200 differential. Okay, then let's connect the console and see what happens. You can see that the cable turns yellow as soon as there's a meaningful connection. You can also see that the auto rotate key is really serving me well. Here it offers any and all rotations, but here only these 4. Error in config. Well, let's take the disk and configure that thing. You can see here we have a composite door exterior and a glass door exterior. If you wouldn't know which one is which, you could just click one, and then you turn around, and then you see, this one is red now. It can no longer be used. It's locked. Yes, it's now under the control of this console. But that's not the exterior door. That's the interior one. So I selected the wrong one. Let's select this one then. You see, both are saying exterior because that is what they will become if I click. I click here. It has become exterior. This one would now become the interior door. But it's still flashing an error. What's going on? Well, there's still the gas pump up there, the active vent that we need to connect. And what else is missing? Well, this thing will pump this room empty. It will evacuate that and then it will open the door. In other words, it needs to know when the room is empty. And for that, we have a gas sensor. Kit sensors. You can also create all these things yourself once you have set up the printers. This is a daylight sensor, proximity sensor, occupancy sensor, gas sensor, and motion sensor. Very useful stuff. We know we need the gas sensor. And now, the airlock is finished. Except little things missing. But we get to that. It is trying to pressurize the room now, and the default setting here is 100 kilopascals, and I cannot change that.
Power low.
I can change that with the advanced airlock, but not with this one. So I can just cancel the pressurization, and then we can go inside. And if I go here, then it will evacuate this room, and when it is evacuated, it will open the outer door. It didn't do any evacuation work now, since it was already evacuated, as told by the sensor here. But if there's gas, then it would try to do that, and it can't, because there's no pipe up here yet. Where are my pipes? You can see here the pipe is closed, and if I look at this with the tablet, we can see there's nothing in there, and the volume is 10 liters. Since there will be about 100 kilopascals of pressure in here, pumping all that in this tiny volume, I mean, you can see here this room has 8,000 liters. Every world box has 8,000 liters capacity, 2 meters by 2 meters by 2 meters. All that in 10 liters, that would make a ridiculous amount of pressure, probably more than the pipe can hold, which is a maximum of 60 megapascals. So let's just add a few more pipes, and now we should be good. So we need some gas in here. Let's open this up then. And here, something for the first time in this vacuum. So the gas canister that I brought with my lander is already half empty. This seems like an emergency, right? I mean, if I would try to get gas from this guy now, look here, 4.8 megapascals, 4.5.
Air tank critical.
I just actually emptied it somewhat because the pressure was equalized. But don't fret. Anyway, it's time to open the helmet. Which you can do with the key I, or by clicking here. This is for flushing your suit in case there is some pollutant or something else in there that you can't filter out because you don't have the appropriate filters installed. So does the airlock work then? Don't forget to close your helmet. Yes, it does. It works. Now it's trying to repressurize, but there's not so much gas in the pipes, but just as much as was taken out of this room prior. I have to cancel this, and then we're indoors again. Okay, let's set up the 3D printer, the first one that we need. Or should we first get some power going? No, oh, right. I should connect this, so when the sun comes back we will actually benefit. And it is coming back. It's morning right now. Where is the Autolathe? The first and most important 3D printer of all. Here we go. I am not sure where to place it. Let's put it here. Not in the wall, but yeah, that's good. That's good placement. Now you can stuff in the ingots and you get out the product. To finish construction, maybe I should keep these on me for now.
Temperature critical. Toxin detected. Temperature high. Temperature critical. Temperature high.
Okay, now the printer has been built. You need these a lot, so it makes sense that they are a bit more elaborate to make. And here we can see the current atmosphere. 43 degrees already, that's so damn hot. I mean, we're on the moon and we just started. Where does all that heat come from? Here we can see the portable gas tank that we brought is at 19.5 degrees Celsius. It was at 20, but it cooled down a bit. Ah, you just saw it heated up a bit. Yeah, it will keep heating up. If you get it below 0 degrees or above 50 degrees, then whenever you dunk your oxygen canister in there to fill it up, you will get too cold or too hot gas, which will damage your lungs and then ultimately you will suffocate. You have to consider these things. But it's not so bad. There's always a way. Out there you can see this blue stuff, that's oxite. When you dig that up and toss it down here, it's ice. It will cool down the room and will fill it somewhat with oxygen and with a bit of nitrogen, because that's what's in there. Which you can of course look up in the Stationpedia. As you can see, you don't actually have to see the, well, bad moment, cable to really place it properly. It just has to be kinda in the place and be yellow. Then you know, aha, that was correct. And if this would have been a glass door, then I couldn't have done this. Damn, this is annoying. Here we go. Yeah, this works. You see here that we have two connectors, just like with the door. The power connector and the logic connector. The door, you can read out whether it's open, and you can write whether it is open, so it will close or open respectively, and there are some other values in there too. And all that happens through this connector, and that's what this thing does. This thing also has values that you can read out or that you can change, and so, well, every device has that. Some devices have their logic and power separate, some devices have it combined in one connector, and, well, seems complicated, but isn't. It's complex, it's not complicated. Slight difference. So can we now print something? Well, not quite. Because to print something like cables, for example, we only have 10 left, that's not so much. We need the respective resources, and this one requires copper. So let's mine some copper and toss it in there, right?
Low pressure. Oxygen critical.
Here's the mining belt. Turn off the light. Let's not waste so much electricity. Oh, right. Let's take a look at the solar panel. Is it producing electricity? Yes. Efficiency is increasing because the sun is reaching noon. And you can see here that the battery is charging 88%, 89%. Let's swap that with my own. And I mean, if it reaches 100%, all that energy will be wasted, so that would be a good opportunity. 12 oxide. Now it has fallen down, but if you use the mining belt down here as your actual belt, then if you do such a thing, that will land in the belt. Oh, you didn't see that. Here. And of course we will use the mining drill, we're not peasants. We don't need volatiles right now, neither do we need actual gold, but while we're at it, why not mine some of that? So, what questions would you have at this point? What information would you need? We need to plant some food. For that you need to plop down the hydroponics kit, that is the portable hydroponics that are also part of the lander, so they're in the station now. And then you stuff the water bottle in, which has 10 liters, but 1 liter would be well enough. And then you plant a plant. I would recommend potatoes, and I would also recommend that you plant only one, because you only have 3 seeds, and if all of them are, well, if they don't work out, then you have no potatoes. That doesn't mean that you have lost the game, but then you're quite under pressure to somehow get new ones. Oh, coal. Very welcome. If this were Mars or another planet with atmosphere, Europa for example, the moon of Jupiter, very, very cold, then after 7 or so days, but not earlier, there would be a storm. So we should see to that all things that are loose are inside the station, and also the solar panel would take damage. This is a simple solar panel. There are heavy solar panels that don't take damage from storms, but they are quite expensive to make. What you can do, of course, is you can just put that solar panel indoors with glass around it. And in case I didn't say it yet, there are also solar panels that you can point decidedly at the sun using some programming logic. And the daylight sensor actually gives you the angle of the sun. You just have to copy that to the solar panel. Then you might have to do some rotation, but don't worry, it's not in radians but in degrees, so you can just add 90 degrees or 180 or 270, and then you might hit your target. It's a bit experimentation. You can also just remember, see, you have a compass down here. In case you're losing your station, you can remember it was there, 3 degrees. So we can get over here and mine a little bit, and if the station is out of sight, we know where to turn to get back. Oh, I don't have any more space. We can just drag that up here, no problem. It's advisable to not always dig the first visible thing that you see, but to dig down first, because there's usually more than one. So you should leave your visual indicator of where that was, so that you can find it again later in case you abort your digging. Which I'm not doing here because I don't care. This was a good run. We got copper, we got gold, we got iron. Some more iron would be nice. Silver. Oh, it's gold. Gold is fine. Let's continue that stack. You will later have more powerful drills, not this lame one. This is of course your starting gear. What do you expect? Mining is easily one of the lamest things in the game, but when you get a more interesting mining drill, then it's more fun. And also you can later get glasses with which you can actually look through the soil, and then you see where the gold is, where the copper is. You can just see it, and then you dig there. It's a bit like the Matrix. This would be a solar eclipse. The Earth is in front of the Sun, I assume. Yep. Soon we will see the sickle of Earth, I believe. So, the red battery is now no longer red. Someone told me that supposedly the airlock also works when this thing is turned off. Oh, it does! See, this thing consumes 50 watts of electricity. It would be quite advisable to turn that off then. Problem though is now I need to abort the airlock procedure. I can't. That's cool. I just learned something. Yeah, and I just leave my mining belt down there because the tool belt doesn't benefit from being there, so just leave it up there in your inventory. We can of course install station lights, but first we need to do some more stuff. For example, we need to manufacture some cables. Hey, why doesn't that work? Because you have to put ingots in there, not ore. We need the arc furnace. Where is it? Where is it? Aha, here we go, the arc furnace. And what's that? The solid fuel generator, we also need that. It doesn't generate solid fuel, it generates electricity using solid fuel. Yeah, there's some cheese... Oh man. That was wrong. There's sometimes some cheesing involved when I reach through a window, for example, because it's more convenient. You can actually avoid that somewhat. You don't have to do it, but I will do this now to get somewhere more quickly. Arc furnace here. Will this actually work with the cable? Oh, I don't know. I didn't consider that. Oh, and This is now inside. You didn't see that, no one saw that. There are no witnesses and no recordings. Arc furnace, where did I put you? Alright. The arc furnace, you can see up here, it has an arrow on the left that goes to the right and an arrow on the right that goes to the right. Pretty clear what's happening there, right? You put the ore in and then it comes out as an ingot. That was actually all. And then we have the solid fuel generator. I will put that here. I see that my placement of the locker wasn't optimal, but maybe we can cope. I probably need more than 10 cables to connect this here, so let's just first make some cables. Turn on. Stuff ore in. This should actually work this way also. Oh yeah, it does. And turn and trigger. There's also a chute system in the game. Chutes you can make out of little boxes that all have their different function. There are junctions and splitters and all of that. And so I could place one in front of this guy. And then I could toss stuff in here from the station. I could even make a stack like that, as in it would not just smelt that one thing, but all the things that are in my chute row that I have there. Here we have some CO2 and some pollutant that is being excreted by that thing, and 62 degrees also. So if you have that in your station, yeah, have fun with all that pollutant and the heat. That's solvable, of course. You can, for example, stick that in a box. Stupid. So let's take the ingot, which looks like this, put it in here, and now we can produce cables. This thing isn't made to produce cables, that's why it's not quite fast. Can I use the solid fuel generator from here? A bit cramped, is it? So let's deconstruct that dude. This one not, there's too much clutter in there. Same here, this one? Oh, no, that's not my intention. Now I have enough cables to connect the... oh, that's logic. No, I need to connect the power. You can also spray paint stuff. We can, for example, spray paint cables. And if I drag some cables onto a coil, or one cable even only, that is colored, then the cables that I drag onto that stack will also get that same color. And spray painting actually creates pollutant, so you shouldn't do that in the station, but you will. So for that you have the portable scrubber. The generator doesn't do anything yet. Here we can see the battery is at 46 or 45%. Maybe we can stuff some coal in that thing from here? Let's see. Oh, that worked, hilarious. 48, 49, 50, jawohl, great. So we have an energy source on demand and an energy source on daylight. I think we're fine energy-wise for now. Of course you want the actual station battery and heavy cables, because this guy outputs a lot more electricity than you can currently actually store. Well, so this is where I should end the video, because there's a million more things that I could tell you. For example, oh, my helmet is closed. For example, the heat in here, 42 degrees. I smelled some oxide in my hand, or on the ground, doesn't matter. See, that lowers the temperature somewhat and increases the pressure. Well, let's toss all of that down, see what happens. Remember, where this thing is now melting, that gas first has to spread out, so this is more realistic. 30 degrees, and over here it's 29, 28, but here it is... Oh, okay, I'm not fast enough. You can see the air moving. Yeah, well, and with this thing you can print the other printers, the pipe bender, the electronics printer, and so forth. There's lots for you to explore. You can just go here and look for the Autolathe. No, not the printer mod, the Autolathe device itself. How it is constructed, what resources it could digest, and the things that it could potentially manufacture. You can also see that here, of course. And among these is the electronics printer, the pipe bender, and the tool manufactory, all of which you definitely want to make. For example, the pipe bender allows you to make a passive vent or pipe cowl, which you can put up there instead of this reservoir, so the air will actually be pumped into your station. Anyway, that's it for now. I think that's enough material for you to start your Stationeers career. I hope we will see you in the Discord and in the multiplayer and anywhere ever as an enthusiastic Stationeer player like I am. I've been playing for over 1,000 hours in-game, and this game is just super awesome. It's just great. And I hope you can go deeply enough into it to see that too. See you later.